everybody. This is crazy. This is Sarah. You're listening to ZPOD, and I'm so excited that you are here. This is my first podcast ever. I'm feeling a little bit anxious, I'll be honest, but I'm so excited. I'm so glad you're here with me. I hope this is something that you want to join me in every 2 weeks, and I would love to have you as a listener if you'd like to. It's your choice. But yeah, my name is Sarah. My job, I guess, is I'm in a group called A.K.A, which we travel all over Australia. We actually tour full time, which is nuts. We get to go into schools like high schools and primary schools, and we run a really fun program. We do a lot of music with the kids, like pop music that they listen to on the radio, but we probably have come to your school maybe. Hopefully that's why you're here, is because I've met you at your school and you came to listen in. If you have, hello. I'm so glad you're here. But yeah, so I tour with A.K.A. We share a lot of like our personal stories, talk about a lot of real stuff, and that's a huge part of why I'm doing this as well, because I really want to continue that conversation, continue talking about that real stuff, because I know, you guys go through a lot. This is called ZPOD because my main focus, I guess, is for it to be directed towards Generation Z, which is the teenagers. It's this current high school kind of generation we have now. You guys are Gen Z, so I decided to call it ZPOD. Hopefully that's catchy and short and sweet and cute and memorable for you. But yeah, so being in A.K.A has been something that's really inspired me and brought out, I guess, more of my passion for impacting young people. And so I thought in this first podcast, I'm probably just going to talk to you guys a little bit about the who, how, and why kind of facts of why I'm doing this. And hopefully it'll be fun. So who this is for, as I said, is for teenagers. It's for Gen Z. It's a place for you guys to come and just chat. I know that it's just me talking, but I'm going to be having other people come in, maybe some young people that I've met along the road who I think have, I guess, really cool opinions or ideas about certain topics, and just chatting with them, having a conversation. And, I decided to put it on YouTube because I find YouTube's really interactive. There's you guys can comment, I can respond to your comments, and I really want to hear your opinions on the stuff we're talking about, because the point of this isn't, I don't want this to be something that I say, I think all of my ideas are right and correct and true, because odds are I'm probably wrong about a lot of things, because I'm a human and humans are wrong about things, and that's totally fine. But I guess I'm on my journey, and maybe I am a couple of years ahead of you guys, but I just want to kind of tell you my thoughts on some stuff, hear your thoughts, chat with some other people whose thoughts, I guess, have challenged mine or that I think are really cool. And yeah, just have a conversation, because there's a lot of things, I guess, that you guys are dealing with on a daily basis on social media, at school, in your home, in the classroom, all these things that you're talking about or hearing about that, I guess are tough topics to talk about. And there's a lot of people who are pretty scared to talk about that kind of stuff, in a deep way anyway. And so, I really want to talk about those different things like love, hate, grief, confidence, addiction, mental health, relationships, like friendships, as well as like boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, parents, family, structure. I myself come from a broken family, so I have a lot of opinions on that and understandings of what that's like. So for those of you who've gone through that kind of thing, I do plan to do at least one podcast on that kind of topic and talk about how it's affected me and my siblings, and I'd love for you guys to tune into that one too. So stay aware on my social media, because I'll definitely shout that one out. But yeah, so talk about that really real stuff. We'll probably talk about sex as well, drugs, alcohol, those really hard things to talk about. But just know, I do really want to clarify, I don't think I know everything. I feel like, if anything, I'm still really open to learning a lot. So please don't take this as me thinking I know everything, because I really don't. I just feel like I have a bit of an understanding and an openness to learn as well. I think in life it's really important to always be open to learn, and so that's pretty much why I'm doing this, because I want to learn as well. And it'd be kind of cool to listen back in maybe like a year on this podcast. Hey, year ahead Sarah, if you're listening, and just kind of see how much I've learned in this time, even with just the quality of this podcast as well. But yeah, so that's the who. It's for young people, but it's also for older people as well. If you want to hear kind of perspectives from younger people as well, I want you guys to hear as well. Parents, I want this to be a tool for you guys to use for your kids if you really want to communicate with them, or you want to give them a place where they can listen and you trust me. I want you to trust me. And if you think that you can trust me speaking into their life, please do pass this podcast on to them, because I'd love to chat with them as well. So that's the who. We'll move on to the how. So I'm kind of wanting these to be around 10 minutes long. It's going to be, I find it really hard to stick to a time frame. So I'm going to try really hard to stick with 10 minutes each podcast, just because I know young people have a small attention span. I'm like 25 years old and I have a tiny attention span, so I totally get it, and it's totally fine. And especially having conversations with people, it's going to be a bit hard to keep that to 10 minutes, but just know that is my intention, to keep it to 10 minutes, and I'll do the best I can. It's going to be on Podbean, which is an app on iPhone. I think Androids have it too, but definitely on iPhone, and also on YouTube as well, because as I mentioned before, I really want to keep that interactive lane open as well. And I do plan to eventually put it on Spotify, but that'll be a bit later on down the track. I'm going to do one every fortnight, so every second week. I'm going to post every second Saturday evening probably, just because that's a good time of week for me. Yeah, so that's the how. That's all the main details at the moment. If anything changes, it'll be on my social media or on my podcast. I'll make sure you guys have full notice if anything's going to change. Don't want to just flip it up on you without letting you know. And I guess I'm just going to spend the last couple of minutes just talking about the why I want to do this. The main reason is probably mainly just because I have a huge passion for young people. I have a passion for helping them understand their purpose. I think it's really hard to know where you belong in this world. There's so much going on, so many different avenues of pressure on a young person. And so I just want to be like a big sister to you guys. That's my only intention, is I just want to be someone in your life that you feel free, that you can open up to, and you can speak to, and you can listen to, hopefully. And that I can just be someone that you trust, someone who, is real with you. I tell you, I've had hard times in life. I grew up in a broken family. I, have dealt with some tough stuff with relationships and, all of those kinds of things that I will talk about. And I'm going to be really, really transparent with you guys because, I really believe in transparency. I think it's so important to use your story when you've been through hard stuff or you've been through painful things. I think it's like crazy important to use those things to impact young people and impact the people around us, because we could use it if we want as something that gets us sympathy from other people and makes people feel sorry for us, or on the other hand, we can use it as something incredible that changes other people's lives. And I know as a young person, if I had someone older who'd been through what I'd been through, who could have just spoken into my life from the only intention of I just want to help you out. I want to be here for you. And I just want to be like a big sister. That would have changed my whole upbringing. I feel like my whole teenage years, it would have changed completely everything. So I want to be that for some of you out there. And, I have the awesome privilege of meeting hundreds of you all throughout the year, all over Australia. And I'm going to take advantage of that. Let that be something that I use as my platform, I guess. Like, I really want to use this podcast as a bit more of a consistent platform. You guys, I get to see you for like an hour at your school, which is awesome, but I want to be able to speak into your life more regularly and have conversations with you more regularly. So that's pretty much my why. Also, I did think of starting like a YouTube channel, like vlog thing, but I'm way too awkward on camera, man. Like, I really struggle about like what my face is doing. I got crazy bug eyes too, which I love, but it's hard to control them sometimes and they freak people out. So I'm going to stick with this for a little while, but we never know what will happen. Thank you so much for being here with me, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited for the future of this, whatever it's going to look like. I'm super open to however this is going to work. I really don't know yet. I'm just kind of taking it as it comes, but let me know if you're keen and what kind of topics you guys want to talk about. I do have a list already and some planned out, but if there's stuff that you guys really want to talk about, please let me know. I would love to hear your ideas. Thank you for being here. Bless you guys. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Woo!